What's important is you learn how to make a mission statement. So that your mission statement, it pretty much creates all the things that you would end up having to do to fulfill your mission. So the map is very important. So you need to decide what I want to be. What's important is you learn how to make a mission statement. Do you know the mission statement of QI or QNet? You know? What? Huh?
Touching billion heart.
The mission statement of touching a billion hearts? Oh, it has changed. Yeah, that is also a mission statement. Rhythm is a mission statement. Mission statement could change. That's my company's mission statement when we started, is that we want to raise ourselves so we could help mankind. And that's what the whole why Beacon started. So that your mission statement, it pretty much creates all the things that you would end up having to do to fulfill your mission. But because without a mission, you perish. Without a goal, you won't reach it. If I tell you right now where you're going, and you say, I don't know. Even GPS, even an AI, right? You have to prompt it. You have to tell the GPS. The GPS will go, like, where are you going? Right? And you're like, I don't know. You won't. It's impossible. So similarly, the journeys of our life, right? So the map is very important. So you need to decide what I want to be. You want to write that? What I want to be. Where I want to go has to be very clear. Okay? Now, a mission statement is not something permanent. You could change it. In fact, it needs to be changed from time to time. But what we want to do is get to that mission statement. Why is your mission this? Right? So you can only make a mission statement based also on what you value the most. What do you care the most in your life? Right? If you don't care about going to Timbuktu, why would you make that your goal, right? What is it there for you? That's always the question. Why do I want to be like this? Whatever. Right? Just like if you don't like surgery and anything, then definitely you don't want to be a doctor. So why would you put doctor as your goal? It's probably because you ask people sometimes, why did you become a doctor? Oh, because my dad and my mom wanted me to be a doctor. That's the worst thing. It's not what you want. Right? So a mission statement is really, you have to go to the core of your heart and ask yourself, what is really my passion? Because if I don't live my passion, right, I won't be happy with whatever other things I do. Right? Is your passion really to be a networker? I don't know. My passion was not to be a networker. That's not really my goal, to be a networker. That's not my mission statement. I have a deeper, more important mission statement than becoming a networker. But to reach my goal, I had to become a networker so I could achieve what I wanted to be. See, networking is only a tool. It's not what I wanted to be. Just like the mission statement of a doctor should not be, I want to be a doctor. The mission statement, if I was going to be wanting to be a doctor, my mission statement should be what? Healing people, educating people about health, right? And it should not be focused on the money. So now, today, even doctors, they choose, okay, what's the most what should I specialize on? Oh, surgery, because it's the most paid one. You know what I mean? So that's now it should not be like that. Because doctor is someone who educates, who teaches you not to get sick. Probably if I'm going to be a doctor today, I won't really make so much money. Why? Because there's so many things I could teach you today that would save you from going to the doctor. Do you believe this? Yeah, so many things. So anyway, the point is, right, you have to go to the very core of your heart and find that passion, right, what you value the most, and you write that. Can you do that? Okay, so find where you want to go. Write at least 10 things that you value. What is value? What do you value? Do you know when I say, what do you value? Could be family. You value your family the most. You value your practice of your spiritual practices. You value. You might value money. What do you value? That's the whole thing. Because what you value stays with you. At the end of the day, when you're challenged about something, it's always the value, because your principles are always based upon the values you have. Can I give you an example?
Yes.
Like, since I was a kid, my most valuable thing the most value I see in life when I was a kid is my spirituality, my connection with God, my prayer, my connecting with Him on a regular basis. Okay? So I had to build principles that would support this. Right? Because when I was a kid, I remember, that's why I left school. You might know I left home when I was 9 years old. I left school too at the age of 9 because I didn't value the education that was being taught in school for some reason. I wasn't comfortable in school. When I was a child, right, I always want to be a devotee of God. But I was shy to tell anyone. I was like a closet devotee. Why? Because in school, the teachers would ask, what do you like to be? What do you like to be? And you're like classmates, doctor, president, right? Lawyer. And I was like, could not raise my hands. Because if I say I want to be a devotee of God, like I'm like the odd one, you know what I mean? So I was like, I pretended I wanted to be someone that I didn't really want it to be. So I just said, yeah, I want to be a pilot. But I didn't become a pilot. I didn't want to be a pilot. I was just shy. So all I wanted when I was a kid was actually to be a devotee of God. I always, when I see monastery, the monks, I love it, the meditation in the mountain, shaved head. See, that's why at a young age I became a monk, naturally. So even when I lost my hair, I wasn't so dejected like many of you losing your hair. You go to Turkey to plant some hair and you're just so conscious about it. You try so many stuff, right? I'm covering my head, not because I'm ashamed of my head. It's because sometimes I get cold. And it looks fashionable. Right? So, the point I was trying to make, that's what I wanted to be. My mission was, I wanted to be there. My mission at that time was I wanted to be a devotee of God in my heart. Okay, so even when I got into business, right? So I'm sharing you my life here, okay? I'm kind of like being naked in front of you. I'm sharing you my life, which some of my directors probably even never heard before, okay? So because I wanted to be a devotee of God, that was like to be, right? Not to do. I wanted to become a devotee of God. And I didn't know how to do that. Okay? So I had to build principles that would support me becoming. Okay? So what are those principles? So I had to find out, okay, what would be, if I want to become close to someone, and this person is not an ordinary someone, this person is like the person. So my challenges that time is, I want to find out what will make him happy. Because if I want to make friends with you, the first thing I need to understand is, how can I make you happy? Because if not, you won't want to be my friend. You understand? So then I check in all scriptures. Right? It says there, I should not be engaging in anything that's haram. Okay, so what is haram? Something sinful. And in all, even in Christianity, and Hinduism, whatever, they also have this haram thing. And God doesn't like the haram thing. He only likes you doing halal. Yes. If you want to be close to Him, you got to do the halal thing. So I had to find out. Okay, what is this? So I realized, right, intoxication. That's why it became my principle. No intoxication. What does that mean? I don't smoke. I don't drink alcohol. I don't take drugs. Anything that would make me intoxicated. Why? Because it's haram. Simple. And because this is my mission, is I want to be close to God. I built a principle that would help me. Right? And no gambling became my principle too. Because you could see how alcohol, drugs destroys. Also, it says gambling destroys, family destroys, all of these things, and is not pleasing to God. Thou shalt not kill. That's why I'm vegetarian. No meat eating became my principle. Now, I'm not telling you to adopt these principles. If you could, great. But what I'm just saying, I'm teaching you how to build upon your mission statement. So those principles, you must have some principles, because your principles are your pillar. It's your backbone. Because what happens right now, if you're a walking person and you don't have principles, you'll be pulled away. Somebody offers you something, you take it. They offer you beer, you take it. Why? You're trying to please them. Right? So when people offer me before, I was like 15, 16, 17, you have the same kids. They offer you to drink beer. Right? Easy for me to reject. Why? Why would I try to please you? You're a moron. You don't even know what you're doing. And I'm going to be displeasing to God because I want to please you? The balance is not even there. You know what I'm saying? So, people could not understand before why I was so disciplined. Because I had a purpose. And that's what makes you strong. And the thing is, if you don't discipline yourself, your will, which is the most powerful thing you have today, won't grow, won't be strong. What is this will? The will to say no to things that would not be helpful for your health. You know, that's the most difficult thing that people can say, is to say no to someone, because they always want to be nice or want to be pleasing and whatever. You know what I mean? People were offering me meat, cook for me. Even my mom would cook meat and entice me to eat. I said no. Why? How was I able to do that at the age of 9? To have that willpower? Because of the principle that I hold dear, what I value the most. And I exactly knew that what I was doing was correct, was right. That by not eating meat, I won't be inflicting pain to so many innocent animals, that they're suffering because I'm eating. That's a principle I value. So when you're making your mission statement, you have to incorporate principles. Because without principles, you don't have a backbone. You know, backbone like no spine. You can't stand. You won't be able to stand the time of the pressure of this world. You won't be able to stand the pressure of peers, of pulling you here, pulling you there. You won't be able to stand the pressure of your mind, pulling you here, pulling you there. And then you won't be able to reach your goal. It would be difficult. Even for athletes. What's the goal of athletes? To win the Olympic medal, whatever, right? I was an athlete too. And this was required. I remember when we were training for the Taekwondo. I was with the Taekwondo. If you not know, I'm a third dan black belt in Taekwondo. Okay? Now it's real, but that was like long time ago. But I could still kick ass, okay? But I spent 20 years in Taekwondo, and the same discipline was asked. And I remember my teammates were having difficulties because our instructor, Korean instructor, would say, no smoking, no smoking, no drinking, right? No women, no sex. I said, hey, I do all of this. You know, like, this is my principle. It was so easy. And my partners, like, they will sneak at night, they like do things and stuff, you know, escape, they try to cheat. The next day in the tournament, they'll be like losing because they just broke some. I mean, these are even on the principle in the material side of things, right? To achieve even material success. Those principles and values that you hold dear, that you must hold dear, helps you, protects you. Is the traffic light there to make your life difficult? Is the rules and regulation there to make our life difficult? No. If there's no rules today, right, I won't stay here. I might get robbed or raped if you're a woman. If we don't follow rules and regulation. If people are not following a higher authority in terms of discipline, at least you guys could sit down there and not be savages, right? Because we have principles. As human beings, we have principles. But more and more, with the media and with the influence of the people, we're losing these principles. It's slowly eating on us.